Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel, April Thrift Art. Today's video, I'm working back in my gouache sketchbook here, wanting to fill up some more of these wonderful pages. So today I wanted to do kind of a night sky. And so I mixed up this beautiful color. I've been trying to learn how to mix colors a little bit better. And so I actually, this is these two, the turquoise blue and ivory black. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a very, very pretty color that I'm really excited about. And so I'm just going to get this on the page. This morning has been very productive. I'm trying to plan my days a little bit better, making sure that I'm taking care of my needs as well. All this COVID stuff's got everything just super crazy. However, I'm traditionally bad at taking care of myself. So I needed to start scheduling time to exercise and really kind of meditate and pay attention to what my body needs, even if that means waking up a little bit earlier. But with all the homeschool and stuff like that, I just needed to have a schedule. So, and it's good to have a plan, like to kind of move forward with certain projects, like my, like my YouTube channel, my art personally, that kind of thing. Because if you've been with me for a little bit, you may remember me saying in one of my other videos about how I'm kind of gonna do my own little art school kind of at home, training myself with different things, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I need a schedule, I need a plan. I got a busy life, so especially with homeschooling children, all that good stuff, and yeah, trying to balance it all. So I've been watching some really cool planner videos. I like Sarah Marie, but I think her life kind of doesn't really, I don't know, something doesn't click right. And then I found a couple of other ones that I do like. But if y'all like planner videos too, let me know who your favorites are so that I can check them out and see what they have. Like I said, I'm in need of help with that one. But also this morning, I was reading some more out of my Think Like a Monk book by Jay Shetty. And he talks about this study where these college participants spent 15 minutes in the morning every day writing about a traumatic experience that happened to them. And that the participants at the end of the study seemed to really enjoy it, said that they would do it again. They felt better, felt like they had processed it better. But the interesting find of this study was that they actually, after the study, had fewer campus clinic visits. So they weren't going to the doctor on campus as much anymore, and especially compared to those who didn't participate in the study. So I know there's a lot of variables with that, and I mean, my degree, psychology degree, in my undergrad, I did do quite a bit of work with the research department and then analyzing research and, breaking it down and ripping it apart, all that good stuff. So I do understand that, but I thought it was interesting, and I thought it couldn't hurt to try it. So this morning I set, ooh, look at that. That's actually kind of cool. This morning I set my timer for 15 minutes, and I just kind of went through whatever like traumatic experiences popped up at the time for me. And after that 15 minutes, I really did feel a lot better. But one thing that I wanted to talk about because of that experience, it reminded me of this older man who worked at the pre-K school that my kids Aiden and Caleb went to, and he was the bus driver, and he always just had this very gentle, happy, playful spirit about him. And so, like, if you imagined, like, the Dalai Lama being your kid's bus driver, that's kind of what I felt like this guy was. But I do know, or I think I remember him being a very Christian person. And so, but he was, like, always nice, always friendly. And there was this one night where it had snowed in Mississippi. Everybody had been kind of trapped in a little bit for a couple of days. And one day it warmed up and like the snow was melting, so we left to go get groceries because we really needed groceries. And by the time we came back home, it was like it had turned to night, it had cooled again, and some of the snow that had melted and stuff was basically re-solidifying into ice, and we didn't know that, and we were trying to get home. And we came up on this hill turn close to our house, within like less than a mile from our home actually. And my husband lost control of the Suburban. It was all of us in there. We spun around what felt like forever. And I was really scared at that moment because on one side of us was this really steep hill, like really steep drop off. And then the other side was like trees. And we ended up hitting one of these smaller trees. And when I say small, like it was maybe like that big. Like it really wasn't like that big of a tree. We ended up hitting it head on and it caved in the entire front of the Suburban. Airbags went off, like it was just wild. And basically that night called for, the dispatcher called the police, the ambulance, stuff like that, whatnot. And lo and behold, the guy that during the daytime, during the week, that's a bus driver for the pre-K, was also the dispatcher. And it was like he kept me calm on the phone, and it was just nice hearing his voice, very calming and soothing. And like, I struggle a lot with religion, but I promise, like, it felt like I could feel him praying for us and, for God to keep us safe, that kind of thing. And so we ended up all being okay, thankfully. And it ended up being a blessing in disguise because at that point I had been diagnosed with cancer, and my insurance was denying the protocol that my doctor wanted to use, which was to do a full body scan to see if there was anything else, if the cancer was spread throughout my body, like where it was, all that stuff, and the insurance would not allow it. Well, in that accident, something happened, and I'm guessing like hit my leg or something somehow, some way, and it caused this really big swelling and bruising in my leg. So they wanted to make sure that my femur was okay, and they also were checking my neck and my shoulder as well. So they ended up doing that full body scan that I needed, and so that was great. But it really got me thinking about that guy, and just thinking like how nice it is that there are kind of angels among us, kind of thing, and they have sometimes these very, I guess, like inconspicuous jobs, jobs that you wouldn't really like. It's a dispatcher job, and he's a bus driver for kids, and like, he's not out there running some multi-million-dollar company and all this stuff. He's making a difference in the lives of the people that he sees every single day. And it just, I don't know, that just made me so happy to think about that. I hadn't thought about it in years, and it really did. It made me happy to think about that, and to think about him and his compassion and his caring just spirit that he has. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. So I just want to kind of put little like star-like spots in this. I also have some plans, some ideas, some things that I want to start trying to do with my art. I do want to start doing like quick little 15, maybe 30-minute sketches. Something that's time-based to kind of get me moving and practicing even more. Just sketches, that kind of stuff. My focus for the moment is going to be more on, I'm going to keep painting, I'm going to keep learning painting, but I also want to kind of focus quite a bit on my drawing skills. And because I was looking at, all right, y'all, I was looking at colleges. Not that I'm going to college, I can't afford to go to college, but not again. But I was looking at art school, like their BFA programs, and some of the ones that I like nearby, like WashU, they have, their setup is that when you first kind of come into the art program, especially if you're doing painting and drawing as your concentration, they have prereqs for certain classes like any other college degree requirement, and they start you off with drawing. The emphasis is on drawing at first, and I think that's a fantastic foundation. It makes sense to me, and so yeah, like that's kind of where I want to start too. So that is why I kind of want to focus a good bit on the drawing part of it. But I'm still going to paint, still going to play around with my paints, but I want to take that step back and kind of get into that method of focusing on my drawing abilities, enhancing that, going back and relearning some things. It's been a while since I've truly like studied drawing, so I got plans, hence another reason why I was looking at kind of creating my little schedule so that I can make sure that I'm working towards those goals that really are important to me. So I'm waiting for this kind of area to dry. It's still wet. I know some people will use the hair dryer. I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is I'm going to pause this video, and when this part dries, I will come back on. I'll be right back. You won't even notice. All right, and I am back. So this has gotten, there's still a couple little wet spots, but I'm good. We're good. Let's get started. So my thoughts here are this is more kind of like a cloud. Maybe. Then again, maybe not. Let's do it a little bit dark here. I think I'm gonna go in there with some circles. I also had this really fun idea that I can't wait to do the video on. My sketchbook that I've been kind of doing some videos on and stuff like that, where it's just my pen and I'm kind of going around drawing stuff. I have decided, don't get too excited now, because I still got like 8 more days to go or something. But I have decided that what I plan to do with that is that once I'm done, I'm going to do a mixed media cover for the front of it and do a fun little video of me doing that. So, because I'm going to need a way to kind of store these and kind of keep up with them without having to like dig through all of them. So that's my plan. I'm excited about it. I've already kind of started getting some ephemera and stuff together. I am going to put a date on each of the covers. Like I said, this is going to help me kind of keep them a little more organized, things like that. But yeah, I thought that would be super cool. So I'm really excited to do that and share that with y'all. I'm going to add a little bit more white to this moon here. Not too crazy with it. I do kind of want to get a little bit looser with it though. That's another thing that I really want to practice on with my art, is being a lot looser with my brush strokes. I think it does make a very big difference when it comes to the look and the feel of what I'm going for. I've also started experimenting with like making my own color palettes, seeing what colors I'm drawn to most. So this is all part of my makeshift at home art school program. So just so you know. See, I want a little bit more. I think that should be kind of blue. I'll just take a dab of that. Oh, I like that a lot better. Put some darker spots in here in these clouds. And I am going to let that dry and kind of see what that looks like. I do think I may want to take, it's iffy with the Posca pens because I kind of want to brighten up these, but my problem with that is that I'm a little concerned my pen top's going to be too much. So I'm actually going to take my titanium white. Let's do this. I'm going to put just a dab of it over here, enough to kind of redo those stars a tad. Brighten them up. Let them shine just a tad bit more. I think I want to add some water to that. Got a glob of it on there. Been trying to experiment with paint consistency as well. Hence, this is why, as you can tell, like I've been trying a bunch of different things, look like focus wise, and so this is also one of the many reasons why a schedule would do me some good. I'm gonna have to tighten that up a little bit. That way I don't get lost in all the things I'm doing, and I can get a little more focused and achieve some goals, taking it a step at a time. And that's really kind of what's important. Everything is a journey, a process. There's not much that does happen overnight kind of thing, as far as learning and growing and that kind of stuff, changing habits. So trying to remember that time is my friend. Time is my friend. We'll see. We'll see about that. I'm just going to go through and dot just a few of these. Some really bright stars, some really not so bright. Give it a little bit of dimension, depth, I guess. There's fuzz. Alright, so I'm going to let this part dry, and then that's going to be it for our picture, I do believe. It depends on how this comes out looking. I may have to add some accents. So I'm going to let it dry and see how it goes. I'll be right back. Alright, we are back. This is dry. I am going to do a little touch up. I want to just add a little bit of white acrylic paint to kind of the edges here. Just a little bit to kind of add a little more highlight. That's all I'm doing. And then this piece will be finished. Finito, done. I'm going to add a little bit of there, maybe a little bit there. Kind of smudge that some. This too, I want to kind of smudge that just a little bit. Bring out this just a tad bit more. Oh, I think that looks lovely. All right, let me clean this brush off. Both brushes off, actually. And my favorite part, let's do this. I want to know, do y'all love this part as much as I do? It's kind of silly, but maybe it's not silly. Maybe it's not so silly after all. Like, I just love seeing these beautiful edges, and I feel like it just makes it look more complete. And here we go. Ooh, buddy. There it is. All right, I'm going to sign this as soon as I can find a pen to do that with. Let's see. I bet it's in my art bag still from over the weekend when we went out to the Pierre Menard home. Oh, was I not supposed to tell y'all that yet? I might not have been supposed to tell y'all that yet. You'll see it soon. All right, so I'm going to give this a little sign here. Whoop. A little signature and a date. I love dating my artwork now because it helps me remember. The problem is, I think today's the 27th, 10/27 of 20. Y'all, I was about to write 2018. I don't even know what year it is. All right, so this is the piece. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm a big fan of blue. Yellow being my favorite, but blue coming in that close second. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. Whoop, got that stuck to me. I hope y'all have a wonderful time. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe. I would love to hear from you in the comments as well over the many things that we talked about today. I will see you next time. Bye.